Hey crypto friends, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today guys, I'm going to show you guys how to find support and resistance levels here on the crypto charts. And guys, I do have to say it's probably one of the absolute easiest things that you can do on any type of chart, okay? And we're going to go through that today. Now I would like to say before we actually begin, this video is going to be very, very short. This is a very simple concept to understand, so yeah, we'll get started. So guys, if you don't already know, seasoned traders, they usually use multiple strategies to trade in pretty much any financial market out there. And guys, identifying patterns is definitely one of the most common strategies in day trading. And being able to find support and resistance levels, I mean, overall here, you guys, being able to find these support and resistance levels will ultimately give you many different advantages when you're trying to spot the overall trend for a particular time frame when you're trading, okay? So guys, as far as, support and resistance itself, what exactly is it? So basically, you guys, if you're not familiar with support and resistance levels, basically, you guys, a support level is pretty much a level which demand is said to be, so strong. How can I really explain this? So basically, it's said to be so strong to where, such that it prevents a price from going below, and it can be viewed as a floor, pretty much like a floor where, an asset overall struggles to pass below. Now, guys, the whole logic behind the whole logic behind this is actually very simple. When the price of an asset is dropping, it basically means that buyers become more inclined to buy and sellers are more inclined to sell. And guys, when the price reaches the support level, it's usually expected that demand will overcome the supply as well, but that doesn't always happen. Now, guys, when we talk about resistance levels, these are the opposite of support levels. Okay. So basically what we're talking about here is resistance levels are pretty much just levels where, there is extremely strong selling pressure, okay? Which in turn doesn't allow the price to, be able to move up further. And, as a result here, it causes it doesn't allow it to move up further. And, the price climbs higher and higher towards these resistance levels. Now, guys, buyers are less inclined to continue buying in these situations. So overall here, you guys, a resistance level can be looked at as pretty much like a ceiling. So support levels are like floors and resistance levels are like ceilings, okay? And we're going to take a look at this in a little bit. So let me show you this real quick, okay? So if I were to look at support and resistance levels here, this is how I would do it, or what I would look for, okay? So pretty much I'm looking at Bitcoin right now on the 1 hour time frame, okay? We're not looking at prices or anything like that. I don't really care about prices. I'm just showing you how to overall look at finding where the overall support and resistance levels are in the current trend, okay? So the current trend would be this section right here, okay? So let me just draw this out for you real quick. So this would be right in here, okay? This is what I would consider the current trend, all right? So the current midterm trend, okay? Obviously, it's not the long-term trend. The long-term trend is obviously, straight downward right now. But the current midterm trend that we're looking at right here is right here, what we're seeing in front of us, okay? So guys, when we're looking at this, we can clearly see that, overall support would be down here where the very bottom, where it reached the very bottom right here, okay? So I would consider this to be, I'll go to my horizontal line here and I will mark this right here. So I will mark this right here as my support level, okay? Now, if I'm looking for a resistance level, obviously we can see here that it has gone up once here, it has gone up once here. So it's pretty much tried to pass these two levels in this area, in this section, 2 times already, actually 3 times already. It's currently trying to do a 3rd time at the time of me filming this video. So I will mark it right here. So remember, you guys, resistance level is like a ceiling where people are having a hard time. It's having a hard time trying to get past it. So we will mark this right here as the ceiling. So there we go, you guys. We've got our support level right here. We've got our resistance level right here. So basically, what we can get from this is if it goes up, if it continues to go up, then we can start looking for other. We can look for the next resistance level after that. So obviously, when we look for the next resistance level, we can clearly see that in the following trend or in the previous trend before that, the resistance level would have been up here. So we will go ahead and we will choose that to be the next resistance level, you guys. Okay. Now, this isn't exactly how most people do it. Okay. This is just me explaining this from a very, very, very basic standpoint. Okay. But if I were to go into depth here, basically, I'm going to talk about, actually drawing them now, okay? So obviously you can do things that way, all right? But there's realistically two main ways that most people do this, okay? So guys, one way that you can draw support and resistance levels, let me go ahead and get rid of this EMA real quick. So guys, one way that you can draw support and resistance levels is by using the Fibonacci retracement tool, okay? Now, a lot of people use this. I personally don't. I'm not a big fan of the Fibonacci. I personally like to do it the other way, which I'll explain in a little bit. But guys, the main way that a lot of people do it is by using Fibonacci retracement, okay? So guys, the way that you do this is by, using the Fibonacci retracement tool, which basically connects the highest and the lowest levels of an asset in the current trend. And after connecting these points, you guys, the support and resistance levels will be the key levels of the retracement. So guys, we'll go ahead and do that real quick. So if I were to take my Fibonacci tool right here, right there, Fib retracement, and we go ahead and let's do this real quick. So if we go ahead and do this for this current trend, you guys, we can go ahead and see that, we'll start up here. So we will go ahead and take this at the very top, okay? And we will go all the way to this bottom part right here, okay? And we will click it again, and we can clearly see this would be the support level, okay? This would be support, and this would be the main big resistance level, okay? This is the big resistance level, but the current resistance level that we're trying to pass is this 0.5, the 50% area right here, which we can see right here, this line right here. It's having a hard time passing it right now. And that is pretty much where, as we can see here, you guys, they've got all kinds of different, a lot of people like using Fibonacci because it shows many different, many different ranges of support and resistance, within a given time frame. So we can clearly see that here, you guys. So obviously you can see here, there's all kinds of different levels here that, people can look at. So realistically here, the next, if it breaks through, then the next midterm resistance level would be pretty much right here, which would be right around $26,750 for Bitcoin. Okay, and if it breaks through that, then the next one after that would be right up here at pretty much 32,000, somewhere around there, 32,365, somewhere around there. So overall here, you guys, that's how you draw and figure out where how to use the Fibonacci retracement tool, okay, to find support and resistance levels, okay. It's very simple. It's very self-explanatory to do, and a lot of people do this. A lot of people trade like this on a regular basis, okay. Again, I personally don't. I like to keep things simple on my end, so I don't like to use stuff like this. I mean, I know it's very easy to do, but hey, I'm different. Not everybody's going to do the same thing, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the next way, you guys. So the next way is the way that I personally do it, okay? So, and I'm not saying you have to do it like I do, okay? Everybody does things differently. Whatever works best for you, okay? So guys, the way that I do it is with psychological numbers, okay? So a lot of people find support and resistance levels is to use psychological numbers, okay? For example, you guys, if the price of the coin or token has rallied from, like, let's say $150 all the way up to $180, then the next key resistance level would be like $190, and the next one after that would be $200. So these are psychological levels where you think it's going to get passed, okay? These numbers are usually strong levels simply because of how memorable they are, okay? Also, you guys, many traders are known for placing their take profits and stop losses at these types of psychological levels as well, you guys. I mean, it pretty much is. I mean, a lot of people do this, you guys. So, for instance, right now, at the time of me filming this video, Bitcoin is currently trading for $24,200, okay? Now, obviously, when this video comes out, this price isn't going to be the same, okay? So let's go ahead and check this out. So I'm going to take my horizontal line and I will start marking where I think, personally, these support and resistance levels will be based on, psychological numbers here, okay? So the first resistance level I think would happen, you guys, would be obviously 25,000, okay? If it's currently trading at 24,200 right now, then I would put it at 25,000, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mark this, but I'm actually going to go in here. I'm going to go into coordinates. I'm going to actually type 25,000, okay? So it will automatically go to 25,000, all right? So that is the first support, or sorry, the first resistance level, okay? And then to mark the next resistance level after that, you guys, I would simply mark it at, well, I mean, some people would maybe think that maybe, okay, it's maybe, 27,500 or 28,000, whatever. Me personally, you guys, again, this is all personal, it all depends on what your overall trading strategy is based on what you're going to mark these levels at. Me personally, I like to go with Bitcoin. I like to go in increments of $5,000, okay? Sometimes I'll go in increments of 2,500, but realistically, I'll go in increments of, I'm a long-term investor, so I'll go in increments of $5,000. So I will mark this next one simply at, go into settings and go to coordinates, and we'll mark it at $30,000, okay? So mark it at 30, and there we go. It's marked at 30. Now, for support levels, we want to go ahead and mark them below. So I will mark the first support level at 20,000, okay? So we'll go ahead and mark it at 20,000. There we go. So there's the first support level, and as you guys can see, we would probably be trending in or trading within these lines, okay? If it doesn't, then I'm going to, mark another one, I like to have one above each current level that it's trading in. So as you guys can see here, this would be the one above, the level above that it's currently trading in, okay? So I like to have at least one level below and one level above. So we'll go one below also. So we'll go down to 15,000 as well, because I've been hearing a lot that, it may potentially go down to 15,000 or, maybe even, somewhere around there at some point. So we'll, just for shits and giggles, we'll go ahead and mark it. So realistically here, you guys, now I've got my support and resistance levels all set and ready to go, okay? Now again, you guys, you can go ahead and put some at 27.5 or 22.5 or even 17.5 here, but it's not necessarily needed, okay? It all depends on what you personally want to do, okay? So realistically here, you guys, that is pretty much how you do it with psychological numbers, and it's pretty awesome being able to do this, you guys. Now guys, as far as day trading is concerned, there are literally several different methods of using support and resistance, and one of the best ways is to actually trade using a channel. And the idea here is by, when the coin or token hits the support level and, pretty much short it when it hits, the resistance level. And overall here, you guys, this method works very well for most people. It realistically does. However, you guys, you need to be careful of a breakout, okay? That is the biggest key thing here with support and resistance levels, okay, is when breakouts happen. When a breakout happens, when the price moves past the support and resistance and starts moving even higher, and when this happens, you guys, on a support level, it simply means that bears are definitely winning the game. But it does not mean that the price will continue moving in the same direction or anything like that. So you got to keep that in mind as well, you guys. And in some cases, you guys, it may even reverse in what's known as a false breakout as well. So again, here, you guys, it's important to, if you are trading this way and you are using support and resistance levels on a regular basis, it's very important to be able to, keep a watchful eye on the charts to be able to make sure if, if the current trend is reaching your support and resistance levels at all, because you need to be able to plan accordingly and make your decisions quickly if, they do reach these levels, okay? But overall here, you guys, I personally feel like I have given you guys plenty of information on support and resistance levels on a very, very, very basic level, to where you guys can, honestly, maybe try to figure it out, through trial and error. So guys, overall here, that's going to do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, hey, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey, guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section of my future videos.